As a matter of fact, there is an ongoing contract that is about to commence on this area to ensure that instant fining system raises resources that can be able to support us. And most of the issues that have been raised by the Chief Justice will ably be addressed once that contract is underway. And I believe the resource gap that is really bothering us will be bridged. Your Excellency, we acknowledge truly what the Chief Justice said about integrity being a matter of great concern when it comes to enforcement. And the people of Kenya have been on our case, particularly the National Police Service, about collection of bribe by enforcement officers on the roads. We have no defense because it is the truth. It's not one of those things that you can stand here and defend because the people of Kenya see it all the time in our roads. And in our discussion, the answer is digitization and digital enforcement. You have already guided us to have cameras under the C4 project in 6 cities in the country. Nairobi will be ably covered, and a number of the cities, including Mombasa. Again, having cameras all over the place will make sure that these officers are held into account. In addition, having instant fining system that does not require human intervention will make sure that the instances of corruption come down. Lastly, this report captures the most important part, which is the citizen or the driver or the person who's using the road or motorist. Your Excellency, Civic campaign will really need to be done. It's inevitable that our behavior on the roads is contributing immensely, including drinking and driving, people driving anyhow, a very bad border culture that seems to have become now the norm. Border now are being used not just to cause road traffic accidents, but to carry out criminal gangs activities around our cities. The regulations in this sector needs a major campaign for people of Kenya to accept that it is important to follow the law, but also we need to engage in very thorough enforcement. And the NPS is properly briefed on the need to have thorough enforcement in this sector. Your Excellency, with those few remarks, on behalf of my colleagues, it is now my singular duty and pleasure to invite Your Excellency to give us guidance and advice pursuant to this report. Welcome, Your Excellency, the President.
Thank you very much. Please, let's take our seats. Asanteni sana. Let me welcome you again to this morning brief. I appreciate that it's not very warm around here, but I think it keeps all of us awake. There was a bit of engagement from the birds around here, and I thought there was some distraction. But it is not about the birds, it's about the instructions that were given to them. I think the person who instructed the birds did not give them the correct time. Ladies and gentlemen, the safety of our people on our roads remain a matter of grave national concern. Despite sustained interventions over the years, road accidents and the injuries and loss of life they occasion continue to exert a heavy and unacceptable toll on our nation. Kenya records more than 4,000 road fatalities annually. Last year alone, 5,009 deaths were reported on our roads, an increase, as was said by the Chief Justice, of 261 compared to the year 2024. These accidents and their ensuing fatalities and injuries cost our economy an equivalent of 5% of our GDP, translating to an estimated Kenya shillings 450 billion annually. During the 2025 festive season alone, 415 deaths were recorded. Just imagine, a 23% increase from the previous year. I am, however, encouraged that deliberate steps are already being taken to confront this challenge, a multi-sectoral approach. And for the first time, a coordinated interagency traffic justice model was successfully piloted during the 2025-2026 festive season under the framework of the National Council on the Administration of Justice. This initiative brought together enforcement, prosecution, and adjudication in a unified and a structured manner. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to note that the interventions during the festive season yielded measurable gains. The deployment of 36 prosecutors, 40 officers from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, and 121 officers from the National Transport and Safety Authority significantly strengthened enforcement. As a result, fatalities involving public service vehicles declined by 10%, largely due to intensified oversight. This initiative has therefore established a viable and replicable national model for managing traffic offenses. Even so, emerging risks demand our urgent attention. Accidents involving private vehicles have increased relative to public service vehicles, and so have nighttime crashes involving long-distance trucks. Additionally, border-related accidents continue to pose a persistent and serious threat on our roads. The pilot showed the core drivers of road traffic accidents within the various sectors. Within the justice sector, key factors include weak enforcement, inadequate highway patrols, bribery across enforcement chain, lenient penalties that fail to deter offenders, poor interagency coordination, and gaps in post-crash response. Other major contributors include reckless driving, speeding and drunk driving, poor driver training, widespread unlicensed riding, unroadworthy vehicles, counterfeit spare parts, unsafe road signs, the high vulnerability of pedestrians and motorcyclists. Economic pressures on PSV operators are also contributing to risky behavior. The pilot further exposed critical weaknesses within the justice chain. These include persistent corruption and roadside bribery, delays in investigations and prosecutions, weak evidence management systems, digital gaps, inconsistent fines, absence of traffic-specific sentencing guidelines, limited capacity of the workforce, funding constraints, and weak enforcement of notices to attend courts.